So it's not really horrible, but it's pretty bad. So, all right, well, let's actually get started now. It's 9:01, so I want to be respectful of everybody's time. Welcome to Tuesday Tuneups. We do this every Tuesday at 9 a.m. It's open to anybody with any company. So we are brand neutral when we do this training to help and support you. And I'm always open to ideas and suggestions of things that you would like to hear about more. I've been in real estate, it'll be 30 years in December. Hard to believe that I've been around that long, but it's been a long time. So I've been in just about every market, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. So if you need some help, you have challenges, you have questions, feel free to ask them here on Tuesday Tuneups. You can also schedule time with me by going to calendly.com, time with MC, if you want to chat about anything else specific. So today we are going to talk about how to party your way to success. So let me share my screen. There we go. And get this part up here as well so we can get going. Awesome. So how many of you guys have actually had some sort of a client event, a client party, an event where you had clients at? Who raise your hand if you did? None of you? None of you have had a client event or party? Wow. Well, this is going to be fun then. So let's get this going here. 1 second. I've had a bit of a cold for a while, but it's finally going away. So, all right, here we go. So let's talk about how to party your way to success. What I want to do is I want to talk to you guys about how to hold outstanding client events, right? And there's a lot of different reasons why people do them, what they don't, but today's topics are, we're going to talk about how to hold outstanding client events, how to do them for free. Free is my favorite topic, and important things to remember. So let's start with what is actually stopping you. Like, what is stopping you from hosting events? And if you guys want to post anything in the chat, feel free. But here are some common themes, right? Big theme people get freaked out about is they think, well, nobody's going to show up. And many say, well, I don't have room to have it, or I'm not a social butterfly. I don't have the budget for it, right? And whenever I do these trainings on the value and importance of client events, I always get these same concerns, right? So number one, for example, what if no one shows up? Well, what I can tell you that in all my years of hosting and holding events, I've never had one that no one showed up to. Now, I will tell you that I always also invite family and friends just in case, right? So, but seriously, if you follow all the stuff we're going to talk about in these steps, the odds of no one showing up is nearly impossible. Now, the next one is I don't have room for it. Well, there's no rule that says you have to host it at your home. You can always do small events if you have limited space, or if you're not interested in hosting it at your home, then you can you have plenty of options like parks, theaters, rental halls, and so much more, right? And so Lisa says, I don't have enough past clients. That's a good one. We'll talk about that. So number three, if you're not a social butterfly, that's okay. There are options for you, right? You can do small partnered events. You can do an example, as I did a partnered event with my financial advisor, where we each brought 3 great clients to a dinner event at a local sushi restaurant. So it was a small group at a location other than my home with my friend, the financial advisor, and we each paid half and we each got 3 great clients from each other. So Lisa, when you say you don't have enough clients or you don't have any clients, literally, when I started doing events, I had no clients. My very first Christmas party was all friends, no clients. But guess what? Those friends started to become clients of mine, right? And those friends started to invite people to my events and became, clients of mine. So there's lots of different ways that you can do this, right? Okay, so number 4 says, I don't have the budget for it. Now, I can understand how this one would concern many. And frankly, when I first started having events, I never thought to ask other people to help me pay for it. But I'm going to show you today in step 4, not only how to do your events for free, but how to, in fact, make them a profit center. So let's dive in. Let's talk about some different types of events you can have. Family-oriented events, you can have summer carnivals, movie night, indoor or outdoor, pizza parties, housewarming parties, neighborhood cleanups, right? Neighborhood garage sales, Easter parties, Mother's Day, Father's Day events, 4th of July, Fall Festival, Oktoberfest. In fact, we've actually put together a list of 100 different types of events that you can do. And we're going to email that out today. So for any of you who participated in class today, so you guys can have that list. Adult type parties could be a holiday party. One of my favorite parties we did for years, I think you even came to a couple of those, is our Christmas party, right, Olga? Yep. And we started out with simple 20 of my friends came to my house and brought their spouses. And we started it out because I just wanted a night to get all dressed up. And it ended up, by the last one we did in 2006, we had over 250 people at that event. It became one of the biggest Christmas parties of the year. And then we didn't do it for a while because the market crashed. And then we started it up again a couple of years ago after we remodeled our house. And it's one of the funnest parties we do. I always get business out of it. Now you can do mixers, you can do dinner events, you can do cooking classes. In fact, this Thursday, I'm doing a client event and we're having a gal come in, a private chef who's going to do charcuterie, teach us how to do charcuterie boards and chocolate. So that's going to be a super fun event. You can do take your realtor to lunch day, which I'll explain, farmers markets, casino nights, charity events. These are all just some ideas of things that you can do. Business type events, you can do home buyer, home seller workshops, right? Credit improvement workshops. Lots of people are confused about the credit score. They're all looking at, Credit Karma. They don't know how to get their accurate credit score. Bringing people in to show them how they can do simple tricks to raise their credit score, even a few points, can make the difference between interest rates that they get. You can partner on classes like that with lenders and with credit repair companies. There's several great credit repair companies out there that you can engage to help you put on these events. Doing a lender fair or vendor fair. I know somebody who has some acreage or partnered with somebody who had acreage, and they invited all their small business friends to come out and set up a little booth out in their pasture. And then they invited all their clients and friends and everybody, kind of like their own mini farmers market, right? It was really cool. Doing things like home shows and wedding shows, charity events, farmers markets, all different types of things you can do. In fact, we have a list of 100 of them. So step one is to choose the type of event that you want to have, theme and venue. I will tell you that the most valuable lesson that I learned and system I created is a client marketing calendar. We have a separate training specifically about this, but I'll include the download to the link and we'll post it at the end of this training. But if you take this calendar event, a client marketing calendar, and start planning out your year whenever. Ideally, I usually sit down in October and I plan out my entire year as to when I'm going to have events. Decide when you want to have your events, what type of event you want to have. Again, we have over 100 ideas as well on the sheet that we created that is a part of the download, and we're always updating this and adding it to our information. Next, choose a theme. The theme can vary depending on what type of event you want to have. Most importantly, remember to keep it audience appropriate, right? Example is I have a summer carnival where families and children are welcome. Then I do a holiday party that is adults only. This gives people at different stages of their life options on which event they would like to attend, right? So this is a great opportunity to determine, the type of event, the theme, and the venue. So these are different things that we've done over the years. We did a huge summer carnival that was always a blast. We're looking at doing that again this year in July. We also this year in Easter had a big Easter bash. It was so much fun. My son Jake there was the Easter bunny, and we had about 100 to 150 people show up to our Easter bash, and we've all started to get referrals and business out of it. And it was just a couple weeks ago, right? Other things are outdoor movie nights. These are so much fun. I love having outdoor movie nights. We primarily always do them family friendly, kid friendly type movies, cartoons, things like that. We did The Greatest Show. We've done different stuff like that. I've always wanted to have like an adult themed outdoor movie night and play like Step Brothers or something, but I've never quite figured out how to promote it without people thinking that it's, you know, something creepy. So I think it would be fun to have, you know, adult only movie night. I just don't know how to quite promote that. So there you go. Other things, again, this is our Christmas party that we did. This is an older one back in 2006, but we've done Christmas parties many years and it's such a blast. Other ideas, here's pictures of our Oktoberfest that we did. This one right here, this next one was a blast. We did a top 10 dinner at the kitchen. What I did is I took my top 10 clients that had referred me the most people and invited them to bring their spouse. And we did a dinner event at the kitchen, which is a beautiful Michelin style high-end restaurant. You don't have to do something quite that fancy or expensive, but you can do a private dinner party for your top 10 clients that give you the most referrals, right? This is a great way to reward them and thank them for bringing business to you. Other things, again, farmers markets we've talked about. We got a whole group together to do a charity event. We got about 50 of our agents and people that we knew to go out and put together food for the kids. Step 2 is give yourself time to plan. Now, ideally, you would take some time at the end of the year to create a marketing and events calendar for the entire year. But if you haven't done that, then in the perfect world, you would plan the event out about 3 months ahead of time. Now, keep in mind, some venues book up quickly. So for me, I do a lot of stuff at my home because I don't have to shop for venues. But if that's not an option for you, then you definitely want to check out when those venues are available. Even local community parks now have advanced reservations sometimes. And this is actually why I try to do many of the parties at my home, is I don't need reservations. In addition, there are tons of party planner checklists for any kind of party available by simply typing in event planning checklist, right? Now with AI, you could type something in like that and it'll give you the whole thing. If you have examples of ones you've created or used, feel free to share them with us and we'll add them to this training. So step 4, let me see here, hold on. Save the date cards, create a Facebook event, right? Once you've confirmed the date and the venue, it's time to have your save the date cards and invitations made. People do things a variety of different ways. There's no right or wrong. In the old days, we didn't have the internet and Facebook, right? But now in the technology age, you can send out emails, Evite, create Facebook events. And depending on the type of the event, I still like to send good old snail mail invites and to get creative with them, right? You guys know Canva, you can design stuff like that. One year we sent out invites as a message in a bottle with the invites rolled up and put into plastic bottles. It was super cool. They were a huge hit and no one else had done that. And there's a gazillion ideas now on Pinterest of creative ways to invite people. Now, one important note, and this is a vital step, most important step you must not miss is to pick up the dang phone, people. This is a perfect time, not to call and ask for referrals. Nobody likes that, but it's to call and invite them to your event. Perfect timing. Catch up with them, shoot the breeze, ask how they're doing, tell them to invite friends. Tell them how special they are and that you really want to see them at your event, right? You can also, this is the perfect time to update their information in your database, such as new emails, birthdays, and all that good stuff, right? Another option is using something like BombBomb video emails, and or you can post videos within the Facebook event. Fun videos of what's coming up or highlighting sponsors and much more can now be simply done with your iPhone. One thing I like to do too is well, some of you don't have iPhones, I know, but that's okay. So you can also take quick videos, 10 to 15 seconds, and send that video via text message, right? Another great way. All right, step 4, enlist help. This is the perfect time to reach out to your vendors and affiliates to get sponsorships and volunteers. When I realized how much business I was sending to all the vendors and affiliates I work with and realized that they would love to participate, it benefits all of us to get as many of our clients together as possible. So create your budget, then go to people like your lenders, home inspectors, insurance agents, Don't stop there. Look to local businesses in your area that might be trying to grow. We recently had a gift shop in our town that was just getting started, and they donated several gifts and raffle prizes to the event. Think about local restaurants, family event centers, and much more. Our summer carnival became a profit center as many people are asking us ahead of time if they could help sponsor, right? Another huge note is to hire help. A perfect example. For years, I did my Christmas party all by myself. I decorated, I prepared all the food, I put everything out, I cleaned up, and I was frazzled and exhausted and didn't get to enjoy my own party. Then a friend said, you know, there's companies out there you can hire servers for 25 bucks an hour. I was so shocked. When I did the math, I paid 2 workers 4 hours, total cost of 200 bucks. My next party was the best ever. I had them show up an hour before the party and help me set up, and then they helped put food out, cleaned up as they went. Then they cleaned at the end of the night and left. It was amazing. So definitely add this to your budget. It will be the best money you spend. I will tell you, don't count on your kids, family, or volunteers to help you with this. You end up doing most of it yourself. Trust me on this one. Now, what I've even done is I've actually hired event coordinators, which can cost anywhere from, I don't know, $1,000 to a couple $1,000, and they are the best money I spend as well. And I just add that into my budget so that I can get sponsors to help cover that cost. I use Melanie B of, what we call her Mel B of Lecker Event Designs. And she literally takes care of all the details so that I can actually relax and have a good time. And almost always I can get sponsors to help cover that cost, but it's well worth it to me. Now, if you are not in a place where you don't have a budget for an event coordinator, again, I did lots of these parties all by myself for years and years and years before ever hiring somebody. Okay, next one, step 5, plan it around another event. This is a perfect example if you are on a budget, how to plan things around another event. You could do something at a pumpkin patch or participate in somebody else's Easter egg hunt. Music in the park. One of my favorite stories is a guy who watched this training. He was on a budget. He was a newer agent. He looked at his local community park schedule for the summer to see what they were doing. They had music in the park every Friday night. So he literally took a pop-up tent out there, and some of them charge to do that now, but he did a pop-up tent, put a VIP on top of the pop-up tent, brought out sodas and snacks and stuff like that, and he invited all of his clients to come hang out in his VIP tent at the local music theme that was going on in the park. A lot of community parks now do outdoor movie night in the park, or again, music in the park, different activities that are going on, and how can you piggyback on these types of events? I know the lender that I work with is constantly doing events. And so she's always sending me invites to the events, and I get to bring and invite all kinds of people, and it costs me nothing. So check in with your lender and see what kind of stuff they're doing. Okay, so the next one is step 6, the importance of RSVPs. Tell your guests to invite friends. In fact, encourage them and incentivize them with gift cards. Say we're doing a drawing or a raffle for everybody who brings a guest, right? Is an awesome way to encourage people. You want people to bring guests because when they bring guests, that's a future potential client for you, is it not? So this is a great way that you can incentivize people to bring friends and bring guests. Always invite more than you expect. If you're hoping to have 50 people, invite 100. Literally 50 will show up, okay? Always over invite. So the next bonus tip is name tags. You'll thank me for this one. You can't remember who people are when they come in, right? So make sure that you put name tags out for everybody so that when they show up, you can actually remember their names. All right, step 7. There really are 3 parts to this. Is number 1, make sure to hire a photographer, possibly 2, and a videographer. You can even get your local kids at the college or high school or things like that, but don't really go cheap on this and hire your teenager. Yeah, I made this fatal mistake and was so disappointed in the pictures, or the lack of, as my teenager got distracted by friends and ended up mostly taking pictures of his friends, right? So I really encourage you to hire a photographer if at all possible. And people say, oh, well, everybody has cell phones now. Yeah, but you don't necessarily get all those pictures that people took, right? I can tell you specifically holiday parties, the best thing I've done is hire a photographer for the holiday parties, because think about this. A lot of people don't really get that dressed up with their spouse anymore, right? And they love getting that picture together at an event where they look fancy and they did their makeup and all that kind of stuff, right? So I encourage you to definitely hire a photographer. Now make sure that the photographer and videographer give you the digital files that are unbranded to the photographer and that you have permission to use them on social media. The only way I will let them brand the photos is if they do it for free or donate their time. If I am paying them to take the pictures, not for them to advertise their marketing. I have in the past negotiated to allow the branding in exchange for free or reduced pictures they can use in their own publicity, but it then limits how you can use the pictures for your own benefit. Number 3, give them a specific list, ideally, of what pictures you would like to see. Example is if I'm doing a family event, I like them to get a picture of each family as they are arriving, right? When we had a Christmas party, I made sure to get couples pictures as they arrive. Another fun thing we did is to take a group picture of everyone at the event whenever possible. This is always fun to share. And we've also had it where we took a group kids picture. Everyone loves seeing pictures of themselves and their kids. Like, think about this, guys. If you're really being honest, you go to a party and they post all the pictures. All you're doing is blowing through it to see pictures of yourself. And you want to feel good or bad you look in those pictures. People are always looking for pictures of themselves when they are at an event. Now, then they'll go back and look at all the rest. But the first thing we all do is we go look to see if there's any pictures of us first. So this is why it's so important. Try to get pictures of everybody at your event when you can, and then they'll tag themselves, tag their friends, everything on social media. It's great. A bonus tip is to send out pictures of the events after the event. Many families rarely get prints made anymore of their family pictures. Ideally, have a family picture taken at the event with your logo in the background. Make sure you tell the photographer you want the digital disc unbranded. Okay, step 8, share those pictures and videos on social media. This really is my favorite part. Take all those pictures and videos from the event, and if possible, have the videos edited to show the highlights. 3 to 5 minute videos are about the most people will watch, so keep it short. Create a thank you album specifically for your event, and then post all the pictures and videos there. Be sure to tag your clients and friends in the pictures and ask them to tag anyone that they may know. All right, step 9. This is a good one and one that many times people forget. Collect testimonials and create testimonial video that you can share. This is key. Give your videographer a list of questions to ask people, such as how do they know you? Have they bought or sold a home through you? What was their experience like? No one is going to come to your party and talk crap about you. I promise you. This is the perfect time to ask. Then you can use these videos on social media as part of your drip campaigns, on your website, on your Google pages, and so much more. But this is a great time to get testimonial videos from people. Step 10, raffles and drawings. Have a form that people fill out when they arrive, ideally. Do some type of drawing or raffle off prizes from your vendors so that you can collect information such as current address, emails, phone numbers, birthdays, etc. We always try to have some sort of raffles, some sort of drawing, something at events. Okay, step 11 was create a hashtag for guests to share their pictures, right? Examples, Crespillo Christmas Party 2022, right? Have a contest for those who post to social media using the hashtag, and have small cards laying around on the table with your hashtag that people can use. This is a great way to go find a lot of the pictures that other people take at your parties and events. Okay, so I hear this a lot, but I cannot afford it, right? So here are some things that we've done. We've literally gotten sponsors to participate. Just about every event I do now, I get sponsors to help pay for it. I get lenders, I get title people, I get, well, you can't get title people, they'll bring water, but you can get your heat and air guys, your home inspectors, you can get any kind of business. Literally, I've had my insurance agent here before. I've had a local house cleaning company here, a notary company, lots and lots of ideas. So this is an example of what we've done, platinum, gold, or silver. Now, I will tell you, I've also done things like potlucks and stuff like that. I really encourage you, if you're going to do a potluck, or if a sponsor says they're going to bring something, require them to bring it the day before, if at all possible, or at least 2 hours prior to the event. There's nothing worse than having a sponsor who agrees to bring all the sodas and water and they show up 3 hours late. So it's not my favorite to do things like potlucks unless I'm not too worried about the food, right? So this is something you definitely want to consider, how this might work, okay? So different options for sponsoring people. There you can have their featured promotion on Facebook pages. They get a pop-up tent, designated table, sponsorship of an activity. These are all examples of things that you can do and levels that you could do for sponsorship, right? Doesn't have to be this level. You could do $100, you know, $200, whatever it is you want. But I encourage you to actually have people pay and write a check to sponsor your event, as opposed to bringing the waters or bringing the sodas or bringing whatever it is, okay? So, and you guys, some people are like, well, I'm uncomfortable asking them to pay for it. Let me put it to you this way. The lender that you work with is also making money off of every client you refer them, okay? The home inspector that you're doing home inspections with, how many home inspections did you do with that particular home inspection company last year? So look at ways, and most of them have budgets set aside for this. Maybe they're not $1,000 sponsors, but maybe they'll give you $100, or maybe they'll pay for something. These are all ways to help you get the cost covered at your event. So let's talk about referrals. Here's the thing, you guys. I mailed my database, as you all know, for many, many years. And you never know when people are going to show up or why they're not. This is a perfect example. This young couple, I sold them their first home in 2002. And if you look, she was actually pregnant with her first little boy there in that picture. They didn't come to a party until 2014, and you can see why. They were busy having kids, right? But then they showed up at the summer carnival. They're the sweetest people. They're like, we're so sorry we haven't come all these years. We just had a lot going on. I'm like, well, it looks like you've been busy, right? So just always invite. You never know why people don't show up. It has nothing to do with you. Don't take it personal. For example, this is Linda Buckmaster. This is her showing up to my summer carnival. Linda Buckmaster has personally referred 9 people to me, but her referrals have referred people who've referred people who've referred people who've referred people. 60 plus referrals still counting. Those referrals have resulted in 30 plus sales, over $200,000 in commissions. It's actually over 300 now. I need to update this slide. But the truth is these referrals come from me doing parties all the time. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they bring people, sometimes they don't. But the parties always happen and people love, love, love them. So did that help? Was that valuable? Do you guys have any questions, comments, thoughts? Here's my information to connect with me if you guys haven't. If you're not already on my email list, I encourage you to go to margueritecrespillo.com. Add your name to our list to stay up to date on upcoming trainings and world-class interviews. Be sure to follow me on YouTube too. So what kind of questions, comments, thoughts do you guys have? What would you like me to add to this training? Anything? No? You're all good? You guys all got figured out? Who's gonna have a party? Yay, what kind of party are you gonna have?
I don't know yet, but I did want to ask you, can we get the PDF of this so that we can see the notes? I've been busy taking notes, but it went fast, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Awesome.
I will send out, I don't know if I have the whole PowerPoint of it. I will send out, we do have the list of the 100 things that we're going to be posting. And I think I actually even have inside, most of you that are with EXP, inside my Facebook group called the Freedom Leaders, I have a whole ebook that I did. So I will find that ebook and see if I can send out the ebook for you guys. Let me see.
And Marguerite, how do we go to Freedom Leaders?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What'd you say?
We just look up Freedom Leaders on Facebook.
Yeah, you should be in that group already.
Okay.
But let me see if I can find this file real quick. It's an ebook I wrote on parties and events, but I'll find it and I will get it sent out to you guys today. along with 100 things, the 100 types of events that we came up with. So
Cool.
any other questions, comments?
I have
Olga's been to lots of my parties, so she can attest to them. Are they fun parties, Olga?
Yes, I didn't see myself in any of those pictures.
Well, I'm gonna have to go find them. I'm pretty sure we have some.
Oh,
pictures
you
of-
know, I think I have them on my phone too.
Yeah, I know we have pictures of you at the party, so.
I know.
but-
Some of them I really don't need you to find, but
Yeah, we're gonna do, I think July 15th, we're looking at right now. For those of you who are local with EXP on June 3rd, we're gonna have a pool party here at my house. So you guys are all welcome to that. I'll be pushing that out here in a couple weeks. It's gonna be kid friendly and a whole bit, but for a client event, I think we're doing, we're clients and agents. So I always invite all agents to my parties too. July 15th, we're having a party, so put those two on your calendar. All right, you guys, I know I did do that really fast, so I have a tendency to talk really fast when I'm in the middle of training, so. I will get these out to you, for those who, joined in today, we'll get it sent out. Any other questions?
This was recorded, right?
It is, yes, so we'll send out the recording will get posted on YouTube.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much.
Awesome, you guys, have a fabulous day. Bye, everybody.
thank you.
Bye.